When I was in school, Nestle had this wild idea. Give every kid a free sample of Maggi noodles. Free instant noodles in India. Except no one really knew what to do with it. Some people tried boiling it in plain water, others added sugar to it, and a few brave ones just munched it raw like wafers. And when the first spoons hit our mouths, arey, most of it went straight into the dustbin. No one liked it. But fast forward a few decades, Maggi is not just food anymore. It's nostalgia. It's comfort. It's that warm yellow packet that says everything is gonna be okay. Now, why am I telling you this story? Because this is not just about noodles. It's a masterclass in marketing. A story that every budding marketer, MBA student, and aspiring brand manager should know of how a struggling imported product built an emotional empire in one of the world's largest and toughest markets, that is India. So grab your cup of chai or better yet, your bowl of Maggi because we are diving into one of the most fascinating brand journeys ever. Maggi entered India in the year of 1983. Back then, India's food scene was all about home cooked meals, dal, roti, and sabzi. Instant noodles, never heard of. Nestle had two big challenges to overcome: convincing moms that Maggi was safe and healthy, and the second one was convincing kids that it was tasty and fun to eat. Their masterstroke was the 2-minute noodles tagline. No one knew if it really took 2 minutes, but the phrase stuck like Fevicol. It wasn't selling noodles, it was about selling speed, convenience, fun, and affordability. Maggi hit all the right notes with the typical Indian middle class. And that jingle, Mummy, bhook lagi hai, every 1990s kid remembers it. It was a genius mix of emotion and simplicity. Slowly, Maggi went from what is this foreign thing to Mummy, can we have Maggi tonight? By the mid 90s, Maggi had become a household name. It wasn't just a product, it was a category in itself. Hostel students survived on it, trekkers packed it for their treks, and office workers slugged it after late shifts. And that's where it became more than a brand, it became a vibe. You could say Maggi built an empire not just in the kitchens but in the hearts of millions of people. And speaking of hearts, let me tell you about Yippee fried Maggi. At the IIT Roorkee bus stand, there was this tiny stall called Yippee's. When the mess food was, let's just say creatively average, Yippee's fried Maggi was our savior. He would toss it in oil with green chilies and onions, give it a twist only he knew well, and man, one plate and all your hunger, homesickness, and exam blues were gone. All of this at a price which our pocket money could easily afford. That's what Maggi became. Comfort in a bowl. Through the 2000s, Maggi became the default snack for everyone. You did not ask for noodles, you asked for Maggi. It expanded like a Bollywood franchisee. Masala Maggi, chicken Maggi, atta Maggi, cup noodles, you name it. Competitors tried like Top Ramen, YY, nor soupy noodles, but no one even scratched the surface. Maggi was an emotion, not a brand. You have made it when your brand name becomes the product itself. Like Xerox for photocopying, Bisleri for bottled water, Maggi was noodles. India did not just consume it, it adapted it to its varied regional flavors. You had Hill Station Maggi, Mumbai Masala Maggi, Delhi Tandoori Maggi, Bangalore Cheese Burst Maggi, Dhaba Style Maggi, South Indian Maggi, and so on. No wonder by the early 2010s, Maggi's sales in India had crossed around 1500 crores annually. dominating over 70% of the instant noodles market. For a 2-minute snack, that's a lifetime achievement. Then came 2015, the year every Maggi lover remembers like heartbreak. News broke that Maggi contained lead beyond permissible limits. Boom! Within weeks, shelves went empty, stock destroyed, and the unthinkable happened. Maggi was banned across India. For the first time in 3 decades, hostels were silent. Trekkers panicked. Even midnight canteens looked confused. And suddenly, you realized Maggi wasn't just a snack. It was part of India's emotional DNA. During that vacuum, 2 brands made their move. Ching's Secret and Sun-Feast Yippee noodles. They expanded like wildfire. More shelf space, more ads, more presence. For a brief moment, it felt like the throne had new contenders. But here's the twist. People did not really love Yippee or Ching's. They were just rebound relationships. Everyone was just waiting for Maggi to come back. After months of testing and court drama, Maggi finally cleared the air, quite literally. And Nestle India came back with one of the most emotional campaigns ever. We miss you too. It wasn't flashy. It did not shout. It just tapped into that feeling everyone already had. The silence of empty hostel rooms, the treks without noodles, and those late night talks without a steaming bowl between friends. And the result? Maggi made a comeback stronger than ever. Within a few years, Nestle India's sales doubled from around 8,000 crores during the ban years to over 20,000 crores by 2025, with Maggi alone estimated to contribute a chunky 2,400 crores every year. And in the financial year 23-24, India consumed over 6 billion servings of Maggi noodles. That's almost 1 serving for every Indian every 2 months. Talk about a comeback meal. And what are the lessons learned? We learn from Maggi's journey that you can introduce new habits with empathy. Maggi did not just sell instant noodles. It taught Indians how to accept instant in a traditional kitchen. The second one is that emotional connection is always greater than the product features. Maggi did not talk about ingredients. It talked about love, nostalgia, and comfort. The third lesson is a crisis does not destroy trust. It reveals it. When Maggi disappeared, India realized how deeply it was loved. And the fourth and the final lesson that we learned from Maggi is that comebacks are not made in factories, they are made in hearts. That's why Maggi did not need to reinvent itself. It just needed to show up again. From being thrown into dustbins as free samples in school to being India's go-to comfort food in every home, hostel and highway dhaba, Maggi's story is nothing short of legendary. It's not a 2-minute story. It's a 40-year saga of persistence, emotion and brilliant marketing. So the next time you tear open that yellow packet, just remember, you are not cooking noodles, you are reliving history, one slurp at a time. If you liked listening to the story of Maggi, go ahead and share it with your friends. Thank you so much for your time. Take very good care of yourself. Bye bye until I see you again.